Hello and welcome to EFP-TV. On today's show, we'll be shedding some light on arts in the community, the stigma associated with bullying, as well as a medical condition affecting the lives of many children around the world. We also have some fascinating intel on the water supply here in Montgomery County, so be sure to stay tuned.
Hello, and welcome to EFP-TV. I'm Rachel Moskal, and we are the 2014 Electronic Field Production class at Montgomery College.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Adrian Zlotescu.
And I'm Patrick Mensaboidi. Today we open our show with a subject that affects all of us in different ways, bullying. Hundreds of kids are being bullied by their peers at school and online. Let's take a look at what our reporter Will Smink has learned.
Why are you so stupid?
Ew, you're so ugly.
You're such a loser.
God, you're such a nerd.
If you were a witness or victim of bullying growing up as a child or teenager, you probably heard or even were called some of these names. Bullying has been going on for many years in schools all across the country, in the cafeteria at lunch, on the playground at recess, and most recently on social media. We took to the campus and asked students what their previous experiences with bullying were, and here's what they had to say. The issue is rapidly growing. What's being done about it? What's changing here in Montgomery County? Let's first get a perspective of what bullying does to the mind of a child. According to StopBullying.gov, kids who are bullied show signs of depression, anxiety, changes in sleep and eating patterns, all leading to decreased performance in school. Sadly, bullying is also one of the leading contributing factors of suicides in young adults in our country today. So what is being done to stop bullying? Leroy Evans, the principal of Magruder High School in Rockville, described the steps his school is taking to curtail this growing abuse.
First and foremost, you have to create a climate where any type of behavior where one person is put down, abused, or treated unfairly by another is not accepted. So that type of climate has to prevail. And you have to make sure that everyone knows that everyone is equal and everyone is protected under whatever guidelines and policies that exist. Equity is very important, and being able to make sure that every individual, both in terms of students and staff, receive the kind of treatment that reflects a culture of respect.
Mr. Evans also mentioned the Respect Club, an after-school program and safe place for students of all races, religions, and sexual orientations to gather and feel welcome.
Well, Respect Club certainly means that, respecting the rights and the existence of everyone, regardless of who they are or what they choose to be, and regardless of race, regardless of gender, and sexual orientation. It really means understanding and accepting the differences that are in all of us.
Other local schools such as Magruder are doing whatever it takes to make sure students feel safe and welcome, and that's one step towards a brighter future for students in our county, state, and nationwide. For EFP-TV, I'm William Smink.
Well, it's good to know there are many young people who are trying to fight bullying. No one should have to go through this. If you know anyone who is, please raise your voice.
And now let's take a break from EFP-TV and check out some commercials and PSAs our MC television students have produced.
And when we come back, we'll take a look at how the water supply is being affected in our area and what that means for all of us here in Montgomery County.
Animals just like these need homes. Call MCSPCA to adopt. If you can't adopt and you still want to make a difference, volunteer. It's so easy. You can volunteer to help with our events, answer phone calls, conduct home visits, or provide a foster home for these animals till we find a place for them. Experience is not necessary, and training will be provided. What are you waiting for? Make the difference.
So I've been thinking about getting health insurance. I know that last year when Joe was sick, you had a lot of medical bills. Do you have health insurance?
We sure do. I was so glad we had it. Kids under 26 years are under their parents' policies, or you can buy your own individual policy. That's what we did.
Tell me, how does health insurance work?
You pay a monthly amount called a premium to an insurance company. Everyone in that plan pays, and the plan uses that money to pay for part of your doctor, hospital, or medical costs. You still have to pay something, but not nearly as much as you would have without the insurance. There is lower and no-cost coverage you may qualify for too.
Does every plan cost the same?
No, plans give you information before you sign up for how much they will pay and how much you would have to pay when you get health care or if you need a prescription. Some plans cost less, but they don't pay as much. Some cost more, but they pay for more of your health care costs.
So since I'm healthy, maybe I could get a plan with a lower premium?
Well, if you don't use a lot of services, you may want to get a plan with a lower monthly premium. If you stay healthy, you could save a lot of money. You have to decide. If you get really sick or injured, you would pay more out of pocket.
My husband has diabetes. Maybe having more coverage is worth the cost of a higher premium.
That's what you have to balance. Health insurance isn't just for if you get sick. It can help you stay healthy with preventative care like flu shots. With preventative services, you can get preventative illness or catch problems before they get really bad. Some preventative services are free.
Welcome back to EFP-TV. My co-hosts Rachel and Adrian tapped into the experts who know a little about the water supply here at Rockville. Let's take a look.
Montgomery County embodies just a piece of the vast and stunning Potomac River. You may think that this means we have an endless supply of water, but that water must go through a powerful and complex filtration system before it hits your drinking glass. The average household of one person uses about 500 gallons a day. Many people don't realize the severity of human consumption and waste. Conserve Energy Future states 80% of water pollution is caused by domestic sewage, like throwing garbage on the ground and in the bodies of water. A survey by the Food and Water Watch cites that approximately 3.5 billion people in 2025 will face water shortage issues. This mainly due to water pollution. The water treatment plant for the city of Rockville is located in Potomac, Maryland. Glenn McGard, the superintendent of the plant, describes the water filtering process.
Our water takes about 68 minutes to go through the entire treatment process. And right now we're just under half capacity right now, so it probably takes around 140 minutes.
There are many simple ways to cut down your consumption and your bills.
I think the most important one is to make sure all of your plumbing appliances are in good working order in your homes, like toilets aren't leaking, faucets aren't dripping, outside faucets aren't dripping, things like that.
Low-flow toilets and water filtering shower heads are great ways to reduce excessive waste. And don't leave the water running while we brush our teeth. Turning off the faucet can save at least a gallon a day. Running the faucet for just a minute filled up 3 liters.
People just waste water without thinking about it. When they brush their teeth, they'll have their water running all the time. I would assume it's probably something we take for granted because we have water so easily here in America that it's not something we even think about, and it's probably something we should.
Some people don't really think that wasting water is a big deal because the earth has so much of it. But you can make a difference. Visit SoCalWatersmart.com to find more ways to cut back on your waste and help increase our water supply. Let's take some simple precautions and keep our planet and our water supply a little more blue.
It's so important to be conscious of how we are using water. Having access to water is a right to all of us, and we are obligated to take good care of that resource.
That's right. And coming up after the break, you will see just how Montgomery College is motivating people to get college degrees.
But first, let's take a look at these student-produced public service videos.
Every day, the threat of pollution is real in every neighborhood across the country. Pollution can cause serious health issues such as asthma, cancer, and heart issues. Too often, low-income communities suffer from pollution problems. As a young adult, I've seen the effects pollution can have on families, and I've also seen what can happen when we fight to stop pollution on this planet. Get involved now by contacting the Environmental Justice Foundation at ejfoundation.org or call 207-239-3310. So come volunteer with lending a helping hand.
Hey Martin, what are you looking at?
Health insurance. I really think it's important for us to protect our family.
I agree, but how do we decide which health insurance plan is right for us?
Well, first, there are many different kinds of costs in a policy, so let's start there.
I see there's this thing called a premium. Is that the amount you have to pay every month?
Correct.
We're going to want to keep that low, especially since we're usually so healthy.
Exactly. The monthly payments go to the insurance company, and in return, they'll help pay for any doctor or hospital visit, once you meet the deductible.
What on earth is a deductible?
Quite simple, really. We pay a premium, but we'll have to pay a certain amount of medical costs until the insurance company will start paying. We'll pay part of the deductible every time we go to the doctor. All of our payments will add up until we reach the deductible. We really need to think about what we can afford and make sure we have enough money to cover the deductible, in case of an emergency.
That makes a lot of sense. And what's this, co-pays and co-insurance? That's the amount you pay when you go see a doctor, right?
Right. The insurance company picks up most of the costs, and we'll have to pay a co-pay or co-insurance. For example, a visit to Dr. Wilkins will be a co-insurance cost of 20% or a $15 co-pay for our prescriptions.
I really like the fact that most of these plans have an out-of-pocket limit. That means there's a maximum amount that we have to pay in a single year. That should really help keep our costs down if one of us were to get really sick.
I agree. And look, this plan right here seems perfect. Low premium and deductible, our copay is only $15, and we get to keep our current doctor? How great is that?
I think we just found our new health insurance plan. You know, looking at health insurance cost is so confusing at first, but when you sit down and really think about picking the right plan for your family, it's not that complicated.
I think so too.
Welcome back to EFP-TV. Our next story is about the TRIO program at MC. TRIO is a federally funded program that provides support for eligible students. Here's what you need to know.
A college degree has become a necessity in America. For some people, rising tuition can be a significant barrier to accomplishing that goal. The TRIO program here at Montgomery College has made a degree possible for many students, especially for students who are the first generation to attend college and students of low income or students with disabilities.
Oh, the TRIO program is great. I mean, you have these disadvantaged youths coming from inner city neighborhoods where the influences aren't really that great.
The TRIO name doesn't really stand for anything, but it represents one of 4 mentoring and assistance programs here at MC. They include MC Nair, Upward Bound, and Student Support Services.
In 1967, Lyndon B. Johnson had the War on Poverty, and he said that we needed to get more students into education at all ages. It was really coming after World War II with all the GIs leaving and they needed jobs, and it required an education.
TRIO provides students with many of the tools necessary to succeed.
I think it's a great program because it helps a lot of people from various different backgrounds of low income, and it also helps people who are also first generations.
Hundreds of students have graduated from MC and transferred to four-year schools thanks to Mr. Thomas and the TRIO team. He believes that many of the students in TRIO have a spark that others can't match.
I run the Student Support Services program, and that program is designed to help students who are first generation, low income, and students with disabilities to persist in college, that is stay in college and not drop out, and to graduate and or transfer.
But those aren't the only success stories. This college graduate was once homeless.
While I was homeless, I was able to stay here on Goody Drive here in Montgomery County, and the vocational counselor asked me would I be interested in going to college. And of course, having already gone to college for 2 years, I wasn't thinking that would be the best thing for me. But after some counseling, I attended Montgomery College and was able to graduate in the spring of last year.
Students who benefit from this program represent a variety of ethnic and cultural backgrounds. For those who are eligible, TRIO can make a real difference.
The program provides the students with all the tools necessary to be successful in college, from tutoring to academic advising, career advising, transfer advising, to filling out the FAFSA, to applying for other four-year institutions, to applying for jobs, letters of references, to be successful in classes, and providing financial literacy and economic literacy for the students in the program.
For more information, visit the TRIO website or see Dr. Tango Thomas on the Rockville campus. This is Brian Fiffick for EFP-TV.
So glad to see what Montgomery College is doing to help people who want to succeed.
That's right. Now let's take a break featuring some of our student-produced PSAs.
Art is everywhere. When listening to a musician, when bringing joy to people, when you are working, when you're being a superhero, or you'll find it while walking on the street. Help save the arts.
How many times a day do you worry about what other people are thinking about you? What they could be saying? It shouldn't matter what other people think or say about you. What matters is what you think and how comfortable you are in your own skin. How you feel means more than what someone else says. Don't try to fit in with those who don't accept you for who you are. Be the best person that you can be. So wear what you want, do what you want. Own it, embrace it. Be you.
I'm really glad we finally got together, Jose. It's so nice to see you.
Ever since I got sick last year, family and friends are so much more important to me.
I sometimes worry about what would happen to my family if I got sick. How would we pay our medical bills?
I used to worry about that too, until I got health insurance. Health insurance helps protect me and my family, and I was really glad I had it when I needed it.
What do you mean?
Most people need to get treated for an illness or injury at some point. If I get sick, my health insurance plan will help pay the hospital and doctor bills.
That sounds great. How does it work?
First, I bought an insurance plan. Now, if I get sick or hurt, the insurance company will pay part of my medical costs. Insurance will pay for my care even when it costs more than I have paid.
I'm usually pretty healthy. What if I don't have many medical emergencies?
You want to stay healthy, don't you? Health insurance helps pay for preventive care like checkups and shots. It's important to get preventive care so you and your family can stay healthy.
I want to protect my family too. I think I'll buy an insurance for the whole family.
Welcome back to EFP-TV. Montgomery County has a vibrant art scene. This space in Rockville brings art to kids in our community. Patrick has that story.
a space of community where people of all ages can enhance their creativity and become mindful of what art can accomplish, the Viz Arts Center offers many classes, galleries, and exhibits to the public.
It's a nonprofit organization, and it was started in 1987 by a local artist named Judy Greenberg. And she felt that there needed to be a place here in Rockville where artists could do their work and where they could exhibit their work and where there could be education classes.
While there are many layers that make up the Viz Arts facility, the activities geared towards children are one of the center's defining elements.
This is a light color, so that goes here.
We do have classes for kids. We have summer camp, and we do camp for children when school is out. So during Christmas and winter break, we have camp. We have camp in fall and spring.
What also helps to contribute to the identity of Viz Arts is the immense talent and hard work of its staff members.
We couldn't get along without those volunteers. They're very important. We also have high school kids who come in and do a lot of the prep work for some of our classes. Students work in our administrative office. Yeah, we couldn't live without volunteers here. People are interested in the arts. Sometimes they're afraid of art, and I think what we've done is make it a place where you can come, and even if you say, I'm not good at art, we've made it so you can take classes and start feeling comfortable with it. We want to be a place where people gather in the community. And then I just like seeing people come in here and say like, wow, look what I just did. This was great.
Kids are very creative, but some children have greater challenges. Our next story features a kid who gets help and works hard to overcome a tough challenge.
1 million Americans are living with hydrocephalus, a brain condition that has no cure.
There's too much cerebrospinal fluid in the brain, so you have to get like shunts put in your head to drain out most of the fluid.
Like Gabby, many other kids in our area are not only facing hydrocephalus, but the challenges of succeeding academically while coping with this condition. The challenges of hydrocephalus are different for each kid, depending on the impact of the condition on the brain. Gabby has trouble organizing and processing instructions, so she has a hard time keeping track of her items and planning for long-term projects. She also has attention deficit disorder, which impacts her ability to complete tasks.
The schedules can be really confusing sometimes.
Gabby goes to school at North Bethesda Middle School in Montgomery County. She has an individualized education plan, an IEP, a structured and formal plan that is required by federal law for children with learning challenges. As the Director of Communications of the Hydrocephalus Association and Gabby's mom, Amanda has learned how to work with Gabby's teachers to help her daughter succeed.
First of all, the team at North Bethesda Middle School is incredible. They are completely dedicated to all of the kids that I've seen as I've watched them in the classroom, as I've gone in to observe my daughter, and they really want to help the kids.
I have this color-coded schedule, and they put up these little colored dots at the rooms where I'm supposed to go every day.
It's like Gabby. Teachers in our area are learning more about hydrocephalus.
Anybody at any time can get hydrocephalus. It's not just kids.
Veterans coming back from Iraq, people who have gunshot wounds, people who have just gotten into accidents. People can develop hydrocephalus due to aging, and it's just not clear. The Hydrocephalus Association, located in Bethesda, Maryland, advocates for finding cure and building awareness for our community. This year in our area, more than 300 families and friends came to Potomac Park during the Hydrocephalus Awareness Month to run and walk a 5K to raise money for research.
My hope is that she can live a normal, wonderful life, and if there are better technologies, that gives her a better chance of being able to do that.
For more information about hydrocephalus, visit www.hydroassoc.org.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's show. I'm Patrick Mensabueti.
I'm Adrian Zlatescu, and I'd like to thank the entire EFP class for their help in putting this show together.
And I'm Rachel Maskell, and thanks for watching EFP-TV.